Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
Hey kids, it's Bill. It's a Sunday night. It's about 8:15, and I just lost all the progress of the edits I was making to this episode. So, whereas usually I take out all the, well, not all, but a good amount of the coughs and the ums, uhs, and the stalls, and these kinds of things, and try to bring the overall time down. I probably would have only been trimming this by 10 minutes or so anyway, but sadly, I'm not going back through to make all those changes again. It's too late now. I won't get this up in time for Monday if I do that. So just enjoy the episode. We split the year. We're looking ahead to 2016. We split the year down between TV and movies. So at the point where the TV stuff ends, you can take a break and come back later. And enjoy what's here. Thank you very much for listening. Oh, and a friendly tip, always save your progress. Thank you.
Wednesday, September 6th, reach into the unknown with Dr. Strange.
You believe in evil, Doctor?
You're telling me you're a sorcerer.
Don't defy me, Stephen, or I'll take my pleasure from you in another way.
John Mills is the power of good. Jessica Walter is the power of evil, and mankind's fate hangs in the balance. Peter Hooton stars as the man in the middle, Dr. Strange. Will the forces of evil conquer the forces of good on Earth? Dr. Strange, a special 2-hour presentation. Wednesday, September 6th at 8/7 Central and Mountain.
Recorded to you live from a small shed in the back of the Avery Auto Salvage. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, or just the ones who are allowed to listen. We're back. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Bill Sweeney. I got two of my three usuals. I got Dom.
What's going on, people?
It's my buddy Dom. I got my brother Bob.
Hey, how you doing, people?
He's the guy that was playing guitar for you just now. Did you like it? Ooh, he did a little bit for you again. You people are so lucky. So, my buddy Ed's out. He called me at the last second. He's like, I'm not feeling good. Sir Ed of Geekingham. He just can't make it. But it's a whole new year. Is anybody excited? It's a whole new year.
A little bit. 2015 was a good year, I think.
It was good.
It was a pretty good year
for nerdy stuff, for geekdom, for the geekeries. But we're gonna look forward this week. We're gonna look into the future. It's gonna get weird. Basically, that's Bob letting you know it's gonna get all Twilight Zone-y. Oh shit! Now it's getting even weirder. So I don't know where to start. Really, I mean, I guess we could start with the fact of how was New Year's for you? Did you get wrecked or anything? Did you do anything crazy? Did you go anywhere crazy?
No, actually, this year.
That's good. That's it.
First year in a long time. Actually, I just chilled with a few friends and hung out in my friend's basement.
Old school.
Just took it back.
Junior high style.
Took it back to the days, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just hung out. Had some good food and watched the ball drop.
Mm-hmm.
Drink some cheap booze.
I don't have any crazy stories, but I did make a good entrance, which was that as soon as I got to the house party, which was our buddy Brian from work, and his cousin Lisa was there. And as soon as I got into the backyard, she started busting my chops about something. I really can't remember what it was. But in like 3 seconds, it goes like, I walk in, and she's like, bah, bah, bah. I'm like, bah, 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 and I go swing over to say hello, and just as she's saying, you're on your fucking podcast, like to bust my balls about the podcast, and I knock her beer all over her. Oh, wow. So basically, it's like, I couldn't have planned it better. Like, just as she was taking a dig at me, I spilled her drink all over her.
Right. So you stopped her mid-dig.
Yeah, basically, it was like, podcast.
Good, right?
You fuck.
It was a preemptive
good
diss on your part.
Yeah.
Right.
I can only wish that I had planned that.
Like, someone gets the insult and then tosses the booze. You kind of like intercepted it like Nostradamus style.
Yeah. Like I knew it was coming, basically. Yeah. So, but I was the nice guy. I ran inside, got a towel, and, didn't let her just sit there in the stink of the beer.
Well, if you didn't do that, then you'd have been stuck paying the bill to clean the clothes.
Yeah, well, that too, and also
by being the nice
hurt
guy,
her
you can save yourself $10.
I would have heard her at least all night long going on about it. But anyway, so that was the highlight of my New Year's Eve party. that I went to.
That's a highlight.
I'm not saying it wasn't fun because we had a lot of laughs, but that was just like, the mentionable.
Yeah, the mentionable.
The mentionable. So, outside of that, what goes on around here? What do we fucking do usually in the beginning?
Well, we really haven't done any news or meanwhile in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been a few episodes.
It's been a while.
So, I would like to...
You would like to kick it off?
Kick it off with one bit of news that I have.
Okay. All right. Let's do that.
This week.
Let's do that.
It is...
What's your news worth newsing?
I'm sorry, but some of you are going to be disappointed in this, but...
Uh-oh.
Winds of Winter, the 6th installment of the Fire and Ice book series, will not be released before Game of Thrones Season 6 premieres.
No!
Now,
you mean that thing
for someone like me or Bill, this really does not mean anything. I actually prefer it this way because it pisses all the fucking nerds that read the book off.
That, and also, too, like, I think for us, it's like we were seeing this coming. The fact that anybody's surprised right now that... like, oh shit! Like, no, like, there was no chance this was going to time out. The way that guy writes books is the way turtles cross roads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he wrote a Game of Thrones, the first installment, the year I was born. So just
just to let you know where we're at. 7 books in that many years.
5.
You know, 5.
Yeah.
I was giving him a curve. I was helping him out a little bit.
It up a little bit.
Yeah. So Georgie
it came out the year I was born, so he probably started it 20 years before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he probably started like when he was like 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
But so like I don't know. I'm just hey, by Monday the time I hear this, they'll be done crying about it.
Right. Well, probably not. They'll probably
it'll be
stop
Monday,
crying about it for a little while, and then once the show premieres, it'll be like, damn, I wish I would have fucking read that in the book first, you dicks.
And here's the other thing, too. See, now that it broke on Friday, Saturday, on Monday, it'll be all over everywhere again because they're trying to catch on like, oh, in case you didn't say it.
Exactly.
But anybody who's surprised at that, like, I don't know if you were really following or paying attention, I guess.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
But what's cool, I spoke to a couple people at the party that were book readers of the series. And... I was trying to break it down for them, just like because one guy's like he's cool with it, like my friend Frank, and we're gonna try and get him on the show, and he's really cool with it all, but he's just like half the time he's grumping and groaning about it, like you know what I mean. So he loves it, hates it, but I'm like, well, at least you're gonna get the other half of that book that you were looking for all last season. He's like, yeah, I guess. So he's a mixed bag at this point. So I'm hoping to get him on before the new season kicks off. There's actually a few people that I've got quasi lined up for the new year.
Very nice, very nice.
Some New Year stuff coming up. What do you got?
No, I was just going to say, sticking with that Game of Thrones theme there, I think that I've said this. I don't know if I've gone on record with this on the show, but I definitely have at work with you and Brian. But I think this proves my theory that much of Season 6 is going to have to do with a parallel sideline.
Yeah.
Side story of Season 5.
Yeah. Well, the book for Season 5 was so big that not only as a book did he split it into 2 parallel storylines that they decided to basically do that with the show. But now they've got to smush it.
And I think this sets it up even better where it's like, you do that Bronn storyline that you didn't get in Season 5 that's in the book. You do that for the majority of Season 6, and then at the back half of Season 6, you make everyone wait the whole season for the Daenerys, what's going on with her and what's going on with Jon Snow, obviously. And then at the end of the season, then that's when it'll catch it up to each other.
Yeah, actually, I saw a quote from one of the producers on it, and he was like, he made the analogy of, well, it's not like we watched. He's like, Bronn is basically like training, and it's not like we watched Luke train. You know what I mean? Like, we just come back after he goes away to train, and all of a sudden, he's just a badass Jedi.
Right.
So kind of like think of it like that. We're not going to get all of Bronn's adventure by himself.
Okay.
But,
So then, you got any news, Bill?
I do not have any news in front of me, per se. And that is only because I can't recall what I'm supposed to be recalling right now as you look at me. Was there something that...
I don't know.
No?
But I got a little meanwhile section.
You do? A little bit of the meanwhile?
Yeah.
Love it. What do you got?
So the meanwhile section of our show, we usually just like to...
stuff that we've been watching.
Yeah, stuff that we've seen, in between the last episode of the show and current. So I've actually been doing a lot of TV watching.
What?
And I binged...
Someone's got some downtime.
I binged the entire season of The Jinx.
Wow, how'd that go? How was that?
Very good.
Very good, right?
Very good. But it is rivaled only by Netflix's Making of a Murderer. Making a Murderer.
I keep doing that too.
Making a Murderer.
Making a Murderer.
Yeah.
Not of.
No, not of.
Basically,
Making a Murderer.
That's exactly it. Making a murderer. Or making
say
more,
that,
making
say
more
that
murderers.
5 times fast. Hurry up.
Nope, no.
Making 2.
I'll say that 5. So, I don't know where you want to start. I mean, I finished watching it. You finished watching it. Yeah. We probably shouldn't give it away too much for people because I tried hard not to give it away on New Year's Eve when I heard some other people talking about it, and I wanted to like correct the conversation a little bit.
Right.
So I just decided to say, you know what? I kind of padded the ending a little bit for them, the expectation of it. You know what I mean? Tried not to give it away, but I was just like, dial it back.
You know, all I got to say is that. I personally love like these serialized
documentaries,
true crime documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even if you don't, this is one of the more captivating documentaries that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's done well. It's done by Netflix, so you're not getting like the fucking true TV version of.
Yeah, it's not all salacious. It's not overly.
But the story on its own is enough to. I think captivate anyone, but just the way the story is put together on the show. Yeah. A few of the lawyers on the show are absolutely like incredible people.
They actually looked familiar to me.
They did, right?
Yeah. I was for a while. I'm like, have these guys been on other like crazy high profile cases? And that's why I know them.
Dude, me and my girlfriend were watching. And we were like, these guys are from Staten Island. They gotta be.
These guys are locals. Like, why do I?
These guys arrested me.
Yeah, these guys.
These guys prosecuted me.
Yeah, these guys might have turned the state on me.
Yeah. Well,
so let's give it a quick little outline. You jump in and correct me when I'm wrong. So there's a guy named Steve Avery. So Bob hasn't watched it. I'm going to pretend that Bob is the audience out there that doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to use you as a proxy, Bob. So Steve Avery is a guy who lives out. What state is it again?
It's in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. And
Wisconsin,
they're not white trash, but they're white trash-y.
Okay.
So
I think we can go on record that they're white trash.
Okay. Their family owns an auto salvage yard, and they basically live on it. So, they're okay to do. But anyway, they're a little bit rough on the edges, so they're not exactly the most liked people in town. And Stephen Avery's kind of a guy who's gotten into had a couple of arrests while he was young. So, if it comes to pass that he gets arrested for a rape and murder, the original charge was
just a sexual assault.
It was a sexual assault.
It wasn't a rape or a murder.
That's right. She didn't die.
This was in 1985.
So eventually he spends 18 years in prison and he gets exonerated by DNA.
Okay.
And so he gets out.
This is in eventually 2003.
Right.
Right.
Now, keep in mind that when he got arrested, it was pretty much like the local cops were like, it's probably Steve.
Yeah, we don't know who did it, but it's probably that guy because he's been in trouble around here before.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those. A little too small of a town and a little bit too big of a...
It was solved over donuts and coffee.
Exactly. Yeah. So, 18 years goes by. Eventually, DNA technology catches up. He manages to get the Innocence Project, gets him out of prison. And it becomes such a big thing that...
it breaks national news.
The governor and the state start a whole Avery.
They pretty much pass an amendment,
a state constitution amendment or a law, something to this, try to minimize these kinds of accidental incarcerations. Lo and behold, I don't know if he's even out a year.
It's 2 years go by.
2 years go by,
and.
Before you know it, they got him up on another murder charge. They got him up on a murder charge now.
It's 3 counts.
Really?
First count is first-degree murder. Second is sexual assault and rape, and then the third is
false imprisonment.
Third is it's possession of a lethal weapon or something. Possession of a firearm without having the permit or something
like that. So basically, what it comes down to is that this case just starts pointing more and more and more that this guy is being set up again. Like, he pretty much got railroaded the first time. Granted, they didn't have...
He got out and they were like, well, we got to prove that we got to prove that we were right and he was the criminal all along.
Well,
it
does...
And then they, that kind of thing.
It does seem that way, but not giving anything away, it's not really that. It seems that way on the surface. I can see where you're coming from with that, but... The truth of the matter is that the sheriff's department really did in the second case, which goes down in 2005. They really do think that Steve Avery committed this murder. They truly believe that. But so they start planting, like without giving too much away, they start planting evidence on his property, not to frame him for it, but to ensure the fact
that they get him,
that he is.
They end up screwing themselves again.
Exactly.
And even throughout it all, it's all kind of murky to a degree of, well, did it happen like that? Did it not happen like that? But too many times, the same cops are involved at the same levels of where's this paperwork? Where's that thing? Who signed for what? And like, what's going on with the evidence?
Right.
And I think after like episode 4 or 5, it's a 10-episode series. After like the first batch of episodes, the rest of the season is pretty much just you get thrown right in the middle of the trial.
Yeah,
and
it catches up quick.
It's like the trial is amazing. It really is. Like the way these defense lawyers worked around this case, it's so interesting that like you would think that by just watching a trial you get bored every once in a while, but it's like every second it just gets more and more and more interesting.
The way that they package it's done really well, but it
feels like it's almost like a TV series.
Yeah,
that's
it's so ridiculous,
but it's real
sometimes.
life.
It's like, oh come on, really?
Yeah.
And like the first 7 or 8 episodes all end with like a twist or a cliffhanger of some kind where like, what? Are you what?
Right.
Are you serious? Like what? Are you crazy? This is nuts. Like,
like this has to be fake.
Episode 4 was like a punch in the gut, and that like locked it in where it was like, all right, I'm going to be here for another 3 hours at least. Like, so I think I watched like 4 episodes in a row, another 4, then I saved the last like 3.
But I mean, that's really that's enough for that. Just beware if you do go and watch it that the episodes are very long. They're all about 65 minutes long.
Yeah, they're not a nice, neat little hour. They're a little bit over.
Yeah. So I mean, that didn't bother me too much just because of the quality of the.
You don't
even
realize it.
You don't really even. Exactly.
No, but really good, really good. That's why people are talking about it because it's really good. So that was a really good one too. I had that on my radar this week. Anything else for you? On your radar.
I went to go see The Big Short the other night. Actually,
The Big Short.
About 3-4 days ago.
I heard that was good.
It was good. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it.
That's the housing market. Bubble.
Yeah.
Burst. Scam.
Yeah.
Right.
Heroes.
Right. No, so it's just, I think everyone that has a pulse pretty much has heard of this movie because, the bill of the cast is...
it's Gosling, it's Steve Carell,
Brad Pitt, and Christian Bale.
Bale, yeah.
It was it's a story that in the book, from what I understand, it was laid out in such a way that they didn't think anyone would be able to make it into a movie.
Yeah.
Right? And then this director came along with the way to make the movie, and they jumped on it.
Yeah. It was funny, too.
It's an unconventional choice for this director because he's done a few sillier things with Will Ferrell. I think he directed Step Brothers.
I was listening to a podcast.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard, too. I forget his name, but...
Adam McKay.
So I was listening to a podcast yesterday, actually. I was listening to The Canon. And I think it was Devin Faraci. Anyway, was saying that, the guy is like known for trying to shoehorn in or just dropping these kinds of references to the housing market bubble. So it's like it's about time. This guy must have been working on a way like this is obviously like a pet project, and he finally got to do it. So that's why, as much as it seems like out of left field, looking at his lineup of movies, this is obviously like a passion project at some level.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. I really expected it to be a little bit better just because of the cast.
Right.
But I have a theory with any movie that if the cast is that loaded, it's going to suffer. Regardless,
yeah.
I feel like that's just how history repeats itself.
And there's always the overhype machine going crazy because
that's true. That's probably the real reason why.
I never saw the big deal with Ocean's 11, 12, 13.
Mm-hmm. No, like when you watch them, they're just like a slow paced.
Yeah, it's like really, it's boring to me.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
But
too.
there was all hype around those movies because of who was there.
Right.
No, but this is a good movie. It's definitely worth going to the movies and checking out. I would definitely say, if you're on the fence about actually going to the theater and seeing it, it's definitely worth the money.
How many fist pumps you give it?
I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
There you go. That's good.
7.
It's better than I usually do on
7.5 fist pumps.
Yeah, that's it's a good night. It's a good night at the club.
Yeah. I mean, as funny as the movie
some
gets,
friction involved there.
No, you're thinking of a different kind of first.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Jersey Shore first one.
I was on doing
As
Anyway.
funny as the movie gets at points,
Yeah.
just because of the cast,
Sure.
it circles back to the main point of the movie that the movie's trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
That what happened during this time was actually
Still-
horrible.
Yeah.
Criminal.
And the movie definitely does a great job of getting that
Trying
point
to.
across to the viewer that, like, as we're trying to make light of the situation, I want people to realize that this was a horrible act by horrible people that never got punished for what they did.
Right. Because that was a couple of things I actually saw in a couple conversations about it too. Was that it's like one of these movies where it's like a Scorsese movie or whatever, in that like here's some deplorable people who we're going to watch and love for an hour, and they're not going to get comeuppance, or they're just going to
Well,
not,
no, you never. Well, you.
well they're criminals in the end. So
No, not really the guys that the movie is focused
Okay.
around. Those guys really don't do anything wrong because they're
Yeah.
trying to tell everybody the
Oh,
entire
okay.
movie. Like,
Yeah.
this is going to happen eventually. This is all going to explode
Right,
eventually,
right.
but no one believes
Right.
them. Everyone thinks they're crazy.
Yeah, okay.
They get
All right.
laughed off the entire
Yeah.
fucking movie, and then they get. I think at the end of the movie, Ryan Gosling's character fucking like points a $47 million check at the camera, and he's like, "Told you, motherfuckers." Pretty much. Like,
That's what I like about it too. It's got a lot of that breaking the fourth wall
Yeah.
and talking to the camera and
Right.
cutaways and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well,
but
cool.
also,
Mm-hmm.
I'm all caught up on the Walking Dead comic.
What? Now you're into the monthlies, huh? Just
Into
in
the-
time for 150, which is coming out like real soon.
I'm up to issue 149. I just finished it yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. It took a lot of hard work and dedication,
It's a lot of reading.
but
A lot of
I
reading.
finally did it. 149 issues.
And so, you want to give a quick, like, what are your thoughts on the comic? Like, you know what I mean? Because you were watching the show first, and now you're reading the comic.
Well, I
What are
mean,
your thoughts?
obviously,
Without
the
getting-
comic is, for anyone who reads the comic and watches the show, I think we
The
could all
written
agree.
source on
I
anything.
think we
is
could
always
all
better.
agree that the comic is 30 times better than the fucking show.
Sure.
Just because the characters are so much better in the book than they are in the show. And
Yeah.
and that's only because the show is on AMC and they're not allowed to do some of the things that they do in the book.
And also
Rick's
just-
character is much more crude in the book than he is on the show.
Yeah, he's a little bit more assertive.
Yeah.
And not as wishy-washy.
Yeah, he uses, he swears a lot.
They all do.
But it's a great book. It's definitely up there now with my top favorites. I think.
You going to put it on your pull list?
Oh, it's already on there.
Oh, shit.
I told Babyface when I was at Comic Book Jones last week. He was like, "Yeah, put that zombie book on my pull list."
What zombie book? He's probably like confused, because he wasn't expecting it from you.
He knew what I was
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
he's a reader of it too. I think he reads it too.
I think they all read it. They're all. I know Waffle.
Yeah.
He won't watch the show because he's just so obsessed.
Yeah,
with the
he's
book.
just- yeah,
He's
he's
like,
just-
I won't do it to myself
Nah,
to watch the
fuck
show.
that.
I mean,
And I don't blame him.
I love the show, man.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad adaptation of the book now
No.
that I've read the whole book,
Mhm.
but
But I can get where he's coming from, though.
oh, absolutely, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I could absolutely see where someone's like kind of annoyed with some of the things that they do on the show, but
Sure. Well, I mean,
think-
like, I just because I feel like I've been like that with other things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I might end up like that about the preacher.
that's
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oof,
absolutely.
heaven forbid. So,
But one last meanwhile,
meanwhile,
don't got to get too much into this, but I did go and see Star Wars: The Force Awakens for a second time,
for a second time,
and I must say,
Mm-hmm.
my second viewing, much to my surprise, was better than the first viewing.
Really, you
And this
enjoyed
is-
it more.
Yes.
and this is the thing that
Despite
I keep
all,
hearing.
despite all the shit that people have been talking about it, I thought I was going to go into the movie ripping it apart when I came out.
And
But
that is exactly what I hear from people
I liked it more.
Yeah.
I liked it
who are
better.
talking about it now. Like,
You-
even though
well-
I know all the shortcomings, I still
Right.
go and get caught up in it.
Well, it's because it's a great
Yeah.
story. It's a good the way it flows and everything.
Yeah.
You can't help but get caught up in it.
It's the pacing. It's the
familiar
excitement.
and new
it's
at the
energy
same
of it.
time.
Mhm.
You know, there's all that, so you can't help but get sucked right in.
No.
It's only after the fact that you realize the flaws.
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. So in the
So-
moment, all that kind of gets washed out.
Yeah,
Right, and,
that's
and
good.
for me, when I saw it the second time, I went to go see it with my dad, and Star Wars is a thing for me that when I was a little kid,
Sure.
it was something that I was obviously turned on to by my dad because
Right.
he was a He was 13 or 14-year-old kid,
Yeah,
whatever he was when
sure.
when
and your
A New
dad's
Hope
into
came
the
out.
sci-fi stuff. I know.
So that's the thing that I used to watch with him constantly when I was a kid. So sitting there in the theater with him, seeing it, it's obviously it feels a little bit different than it does just going to see it.
You didn't cry in your popcorn, did you?
I did actually.
Where's
I
popcorn?
used the
Salt?
butter as the tear wiper.
Okay, I got you.
But no, I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It
No,
just feels
that's a great way to do it.
It felt better to see it that way than just going.
At
to
least
watch
you
it.
and your dad have like a that, like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's not like
I don't mean it's like, oh, hey, father son bonding experience,
yeah.
full on,
Right.
but it's something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so you guys didn't like dress up as like Han and Wook and
no. Actually, I was Boba and he was Jango Fett.
well, hey,
Okay, there you go.
that makes sense.
There you
Father
go.
and son.
Exactly.
I got you. That makes perfect sense. No pictures though, huh?
I would have thought R2.
I mean,
and
someone
BB-8.
else that was at the theater might have a picture. But
Yeah,
take
I don't know. I have a feeling these two would probably fight over trying to be the same, like who gets to be who kind of a thing. Like, you know what I mean?
no, I fucking like that guy better. What the fuck, you fucking?
You can't fucking put. Meanwhile, some other nerd will walk and put his both to shame. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys don't even know the lines of dialogue that he speak. You know, but that's cool though. That's cool. Well, I'm glad that he saw it. So now that if because now next time I see your dad at the job, he's gonna be like, "What'd you think of that fucking Star Wars?" We're like, well, good. I can't never tell what your father when he starts the conversation. He starts it very neutral, like, "What did you think?" And I'm like, I don't know.
No, well,
That doesn't sound very neutral to me.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. Like, but he is. But he's like, no, I loved it. Like 2 seconds later, I'm like, you didn't seem like you were gonna love it.
Yeah, but it
just
sounds
now.
like he's asking you, like, you better have the same opinion as me.
Well, maybe it's a little bit of that. You know,
He does
he loves
got a
What
little
did
bit of that in
What did you think?
he loves to razz me. So we'll leave it with that. He loves.
But
to do it all
anyways,
the time.
he did enjoy the movie. He definitely had his complaints that I was actually very surprised that he noticed them the first time.
Okay.
Because there was a few things that I didn't even notice the first time.
Right,
You know,
right,
he was
right, right.
obviously, we both had the same like biggest bone to pick with the movie, and that
Right.
was the Death Star.
Sure. Sure.
Not to get too much into that, because
No, but it's just
we're not trying to spoil it for anybody.
Right.
but,
Right.
But yeah, that
was
that.
cool, man.
That's
That's
Star
cool.
Wars.
That's
you know?
Star Wars,
and
man.
it's Star Wars, man. You
It
don't
is
see
about
it.
generations, you know.
That's exactly,
know?
exactly. With
So-
all these, connected family things.
Maybe
and
one
stuff.
day you bring your kid to a Star Wars movie.
I hope not, man. Imagine. Episode 17.
We're just going now. We're just keeping
The
it
Force
going.
has fallen asleep.
The Force is retired. It'll be going.
Yeah.
It'll be going. There'll be something. It'll be about
Rilo Ken.
Rilo Ken. It'll be about Rilo Ken and the great grandson of Ken Lee Rioli. He's Italiano.
So we got a big nerd year coming up, folks.
Holy crap! Are you
2016.
sliding right into the fucking whole theme of this episode? Yeah, we should get to it probably, right?
I was trying to do it clean, but you know.
Yeah, you want to go again? Oh, I won't jump in. Go.
I can't have that charisma again.
How am I getting that back? Do it different then. Be a jerk off about it now.
Yeah, so this year, fucking 2016 is coming out. It's gonna be a few fucking good movies.
This year's
We'll
coming
see you
out.
guys down the Jersey Shore.
There's going to be some good movies, a couple of good TV shows.
We'll be hanging out with Snooki and the gang.
I'm not going to be in any of them, but, you know. All right.
Let's do it for.
So, this is the big 2016 look ahead episode, buddy. Previews.
Yeah, man.
Really?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's you know, the theme this week.
Didn't we-
Some would say that this
didn't we
is,
do that already, though? I mean, it seems like, I don't know,
It seems like only a year
a whole new
ago.
show. Yeah, it seems like.
It seems like only
Seems like we're
last week
starting a
we
whole
did a
new show.
review of the year, and that just.
Well, that's might be what the thing is. We were doing last year.
Last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Last week.
That's where the deja vu's coming in.
That's it. And now this week we're doing the year to come. We're looking ahead. It's like fucking. I can't even not do it. Like, you know, I can't go more than 10 minutes trying to sound non-regional, as if I ever come close. Anyway.
So, anyways,
So
this is
you-
probably
so we,
the biggest year in geek pop culture.
This might be
to date.
the year
Well,
that
why
pushes.
would you say that?
Well, we're gonna get to the
We'll get
list,
to it, exactly.
but it's
Come on.
definitely a year that might just push us over the tipping point of
Oh, this might
saturation. I don't
I
know.
might not even want to
Be the,
be a
this
nerd
will be the
anymore
jump
after this
the,
year.
Jump the shark summer.
It could be. Well, this whole year. There's a lot lined up
Yeah,
between
I was-
TV and movies. That's just, you know,
You know, I was actually thinking that too.
nerd.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that too the other day. I was like, geez, if all these, we're gonna have DC movies coming out, we're gonna have Marvel movies coming out, we're gonna have Marvel on TV, we're gonna have DC on TV. I mean,
and then all these other independent
Preacher's
things.
coming. You know,
yeah, it's gonna line up. It's gonna add up quick. And once we hit a few more of these things that are like just on the list here that are in the pike that you may not even be aware of.
Yeah, didn't they say something about a new Hellboy movie too, or something coming soon?
Well, he did. The thing that's circling this week, I think, is because he was talking about finally doing the last Hellboy story in a comic. But there's always talk about doing another Hellboy movie. Like every couple of years.
That's a good international movie.
Once Del Toro has like a break in his schedule and Ron Perlman's not doing something, the fandom kind of goes, is it time? Is it time? And they'll get to it.
Which
I guess.
actually just like, you know, I think right after
you should just bang it out.
That movie that Crimson Peak came out.
Yeah.
And around that time,
sure.
That show that Ron Perlman was in that was on Amazon.
Right,
Hand of God, that was airing. So I think everyone was like, well, these guys aren't doing anything. So,
why aren't they on a break? Can't they get together? Yeah. Wishful thinking. So
anyways.
Yes. Anyways.
Should I jump right into it then?
Let's look into
what is coming.
The crystal ball.
Okay. So I have a full list of
stuff.
Of a preview for television in 2016 and movies in 2016.
Where do you want to start? Let's start.
Now, I just want to go.
Okay.
I just want to state for the record that this isn't everything that's coming out in 2016.
Sir.
This is just
the court acknowledges
my picks, and I think I think all three of us will be able to agree that these are the standouts for this year to come.
I want to point out one thing real quick. I apologize to Agent Palmer. He was doing a write-up this week, the 16 movies to look forward to in 2016.
Okay.
And I was going to use that as a base to kind of run off a little bit to help give him a little plug-a-rolla. But it's exactly the same stuff that we're going to be doing. Right, so if you want to check out Palmer's spin on these things, you can look for his article probably up the same day that this goes up on Monday. The 16 movies to look forward to in 2016. But there's more than 16.
That's on
it's
agentpalmer.com.
It's 2016, so maybe Agent Palmer, to be a little different, should do 2016 movies of 2016.
That's a lot. That's almost every movie then.
You think
almost.
So?
It's probably more.
It's a little bit, but not by much. Because I looked at a full list of every movie coming out, and I was like, this is insane. This is insane. Like, I can't believe how many movies actually come out.
It might be over by 1,016 movies.
That's true. If you count Bangladesh.
All right. So to kick off the list, I'm just going to start with a few things that
hit it.
Go for it.
Returning.
Returning favorites?
I'm starting with the TV list. So
TV stuff coming back.
Things that are coming back.
Return of the Kylo.
On January 29th, Grimm returns on
That's
NBC.
your show.
All right.
Supergirl returns on Monday,
nice.
January 4th.
Nice. It's a big. It's getting good, right? I mean, you still watch it, right?
Yeah, it's getting good. It's getting good. Absolutely.
Getting good. Started a little rough, but
Martian Manhunter is here to stay.
He's very good, yes.
The Grinder, which I think all three of us are digging right now. That returns on Tuesday, January 5th at a new time.
At a new time?
9:30. So if you watch it, it's not on at 8 anymore. It's on at 9:30.
Ooh,
still on Fox.
It's going to get risque.
The Flash and Arrow return on... The Flash returning on January 19th, Tuesday.
Okay.
And Arrow returning on January 20th.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll say that again. January 20th.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Just trying to do a little Flash music.
Yeah. We're playing off of it.
So while we're on the CW shit.
Why?
On the 21st of January 2016.
Say what?
DC's Legends of Tomorrow will be premiering.
Legends of Mañana.
Yes. So that'll be on Thursday.
Okay.
January 21st at 8 p.m. on the CW. So
sounds good.
I think if you're watching The Flash and Arrow right now, you're definitely looking for it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that would be kind of like, no, too much at this point.
I got to be honest, man. Even if you don't watch those two shows, check it out.
Yeah.
You might like it.
It's probably going to be...
It might light a fire under your ass to watch The Flash.
I think it's definitely going to be like the only time travel show outside of 12 Monkeys that's on TV right now.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure, but...
I'm going to say yes to that.
I like that. I like that initiative.
I'm just going to make it up.
All right, and then American Crime is coming back.
That's
on Wednesday, January 6th.
Is that the Ryan Phillippe one?
No, that's...
I get these mixed up all the time.
Well, I don't know if that's on anymore. I think that might have got canceled.
That might have been a one and done, right?
Yeah, but this American Crime is...
that's one story, one season, right?
Well, yeah, it's Felicity Huffman and...
Oh, I did see the commercial for that.
Yeah, it's on ABC. I watched last season. I didn't really like the storyline too much, so I kind of gave up with it about halfway through. But I'm liking where this
one
plot
looks like
for the second season is going to be going. So.
Yeah,
So it's like, if you don't know, it's like the American Horror. American Horror.
The American Horror Story.
Yeah, Hare Krishna story.
It's the American Horror Story.
American Horror Story type of.
Well, it's an anthology in that one season, one particular storyline, and then, but not the same actors all.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? They do that too?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was the
Pretty
same
sure.
actors.
I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
It's definitely all the same actors for sure. So I can't imagine them playing the same characters.
Because that storyline was like done. Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't really know where the show ended up because I gave up on it. So.
Yeah, but I definitely know this is a new storyline because I remember from the commercial, it's some boys getting sodomized or some shit.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
So
Sounds
then,
like fun.
Well, you know,
Good times. Good times.
NBC on January 7th at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Shades of Blue
Shades
will be
of-
premiering.
What is that?
That is the new crime drama with Jennifer Lopez and Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Gonna check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like gotta see just for the sake of gotta see.
Right.
Like, you know, and see.
Two of my favorites.
They're good. You know, it's not peanut butter and
Well,
chocolate.
I could just see how Ray Liotta's going to be playing a cop. He's going to walk right up to the people. He's going to give them that look,
Is he playing?
and they're just going to go, "All right, yeah."
I don't know.
Just
But
like
if he's a cop, he'd probably be a crooked cop.
just like in the
Yeah.
tequila commercial, right?
I don't know. The
He's gonna-
tequila commercial.
You don't know the 1800 tequila commercial where
Yeah,
he just
must have
walks up
missed
to the
that.
bar and
Oh,
he
yeah,
gives the
yeah.
guy the dirty look, like, "Hey, don't give me that don't dirty stuff." And
Okay.
he pulls out the 1800. So he's just going to give that scary look. People are going to like, "No, that's it. I give up."
It's old Ray Liotta though. He's not as tough as he was in Goodfellas.
No, this is true. This is true.
You just talk to Uncle Paulie. Ask Paulie.
All right.
This is true.
So
Maybe this is not. Such
He
a
was
good
a good
thing.
fellow.
Maybe this is not such a good thing. This thing with J Lo and Little Ray.
Yeah, I don't know who he's doing.
I'm not trying to do anybody.
Okay.
Just a normal New York dummy. You know?
Okay, that's good. Success.
Yeah, I'm playing it straight.
All right. What
all
do you
right.
got,
So on Saturday, January 9th at 9 p.m., HBO will be airing a documentary on J. Cole, the rapper, his Forest Hills Drive tour.
Okay.
I'm definitely interested in that. I don't know if anyone else is familiar with his music, but he's
I'm familiar.
pretty good rapper.
He's
and,
pretty good. No, I'm not going to
The documentary looks interesting enough, so I'll probably check it out.
All right.
I think that's just a one and done thing.
I was going to say, is that
I don't
like
think
a
it's
concert movie or is it
I
like
think
a...
it's just like a concert movie documentary type
Okay,
thing.
that's cool.
And then something I'm really excited for is the show Billions that'll be
Oh,
premiering
yeah.
on Showtime on
That looks
January
good.
17th.
That looked good.
So just to read you a little
I kinda I
synopsis.
forgot who's actually
Well, it's
everybody that's in there.
it's Damian Lewis and Paul Giamatti are the two.
Okay, right.
Okay.
The two leads.
All right.
And
Paul Giamatti's good.
just a little synopsis here. An aggressive New York attorney deals exclusively with an obnoxious hedge fund billionaire. That's all you get.
Yeah, but there's more to it in the
Yeah.
trailer, man.
Yeah.
In the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this looks pretty nasty." Well, not nasty, but it gets
For
good.
anyone who wants to check it out before the first episode premieres on the 17th,
Oh,
Showtime actually is streaming the first episode on Facebook
oh, they're really like right now.
right now.
Oh, wow.
So you can go on there anytime and check it out.
Go check it out, kids.
The first episode.
First episode of Billions.
Billions.
Sounds good.
The X-Files is premiering on Sunday, January 24th on Fox at 10 p.m.
And then it switches to Mondays after that.
Does it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how they're going to do it. So it's going to be Sunday, Monday, and then just Mondays after that. 6 episodes. The first episode and the last episode will be conspiracy stuff, the overall mythology. The ones in the middle are going to be standalones, and because that's how the show always divvied it up. Like some mythology-based episodes, some standalones, and then like some kind of like really, really wacky, goofy stuff as like a third kind of type of episode.
Okay.
So they're trying to mix it up, trying to bring it all back, not just make it straight
Hey, it looks good.
one
man.
of those others.
It looks
but,
very good.
But it looks like they bro, I was watching like a behind the scenes. They put like a 20-minute behind the scenes thing up the other day, and it's like they really fucking dumped some cash into this thing.
Right.
Like I was very surprised.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh yeah. But yeah, looks great. Can't wait. That's me anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, you were a huge fan of the original series.
Yeah.
Just a little
Just
bit.
a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
You would avoid dinner if you had to.
Well, you know.
If dinner was on the table at the time that the show was going
That's
on,
not cool.
you'd be sitting.
was not.
You'd be sitting in your room until the next hour.
I would just wait. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. But I remember buying because that was one of the TV series that kind of broke like the home viewing in a way for a TV show. That actually, because it demands repeat viewings in that way because it was all mystery shit.
Yeah.
So like I remember getting the episodes, and they wouldn't put the whole season out. They would put out like these 3-pack cassettes where it was 2 episodes each, and it was like just the conspiracy stuff. So it's like that's all you really wanted at that point anyway. Like the other stuff was cool, but it's like I want to watch and dissect all that mystery shit. Anyway, but so I'm jazzed.
All right,
On the list,
Just a little bit.
So while we're on Fox, Lucifer,
based
the DC
loosely.
comic Vertigo-based television show that'll be airing on Monday, January 25th on Fox at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I'm mixed on it. I'm
actually very excited for it.
Okay.
Because I haven't read any of the original Lucifer shit from
Right.
Vertigo, but I read the first issue of this new series that Vertigo just launched last month. And I was talking to one of the guys I work at the comic shop, Waffle, this past week, and he was telling me that he's a huge fan of Lucifer, the original series.
Okay.
And he was telling me, going on and on about how it's so much better than the Sandman, which is like Vertigo's fucking baby. You know what I mean? So
well, he spins out of that. You know what I mean? So the setup for their version of Lucifer spins out of the Sandman books.
Right. Well, what he was just trying to say was that it's always compared, and he thinks that it's the better of the two.
It probably is, because Sandman kind of like, it's very anthology, and it's not always about Sandman. And when it is, it gets a little heady and a little.
Well, it's Neil Gaiman.
It's Neil Gaiman, and which just means it's good, but it's it's a thinker. Yeah. It's definitely a thinker.
So then, I actually didn't have this on my list originally, but I was just thinking about it. USA Network is putting out that new series, Colony.
Oh yeah, that starts like right away.
That's on January 14th.
And that's
going to air.
Blondie from.
So that's
I
can't
remember his name. Sawyer. He played
Sawyer. Yeah.
It's Josh Holloway.
Yes.
That is
yes,
it.
that's it.
Tom's good.
Josh Holloway. Well, I have it right in front of me. I have the wiki up.
Oh, you could have went with it.
And Sarah Wayne Callies. So that's Laurie from The Walking Dead.
Yes. Okay. I couldn't place it for a second, but yeah, right.
So I guess she got killed off then.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's Rick's wife.
She was lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
So, anyways, this is just like.
So yeah,
I really don't know much about it.
I think the setup on it is that its show is going to start with like the Earth already kind of being occupied by some kind of like alienish force, but you don't really get a full answer on who it is or what it is necessarily. So it's obviously otherworldly, whether it's full on aliens or dimensional, I don't know, but it's one of these things where like it's the starting of the resistance kind of thing or something like that, or at least his involvement in a resistance kind of thing. And it's one of these things where like, if I remember the trailer correctly, it's like you don't question it at all, otherwise you get just like, you disappear kind of a thing.
Right.
So, dealing with some
communist government kind of thing.
Basically dealing with some of the classic motifs and all that shit, and then running on it on their own. But it looks like USA is putting a lot of money and faith into it because they need a big hit right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they've pretty much gone like off the radar.
Yeah, they've gone since the quirky lawyer or detective kind of stuff.
They've just they're not even on my radar anymore.
No, they haven't been.
I don't even look for them for reruns anymore.
They haven't been good since USA's Up All Night.
Yeah, so
if that rings a bell to anybody.
And they totally missed the boat on this, this investment in new properties that everyone else is involved in.
Well, that's it too.
They're coming to it real late.
Yeah, NBC. It's all NBC Universal, and to be honest with you, it feels like for a couple of years they put all this effort into one network that they have under their umbrella, and then for a couple of years they put it all into the other one, and they don't put it out evenly. It seems like. But anyway, what we got next on that big old fancy list?
The Outsiders. That's
That's not the Greases and the Socias.
No.
This isn't
but
Pony
this is,
Boy and...
Bill, give us a little bit of a description of this one.
You cannot take us off this mountain.
I think that was pretty good.
That's about it. And Bob's got it right there on top.
Yep.
So they're in the Appalachian Mountains, if I remember correctly. They're a family that's been up there for generations. The town pretty much just is, rather than deal with them, lets them kind of get away with some stuff. They kind of walk all over the town. It's boiling to a head, and now there's land developers in, and they want to take down some of our trees.
Yeah, so this show is going to be premiering on
They're taking our
WGN.
gold. Exactly like that. But WGN is one of these networks.
I don't even know if I have that channel.
Yeah, it's one of these networks.
But I don't really know.
It's one of these networks. I think maybe it changed its name at some point. It used to be something else.
But anyways, it looks very good.
It looks really good.
There's a bunch of familiar faces.
Oh, my God.
So keep an eye out for it. That'll be on WGN on Tuesday, January 26th at 9 p.m.
I knew that was coming soon.
Yeah, sounds like these people could be like related to our friends in Southern Bastards.
Well, I'll tell you
Absolutely.
one thing.
Absolutely.
Their last name is Farrell.
Yeah. Well, I've known some Farrells around here.
Yeah, boy, do I. Anyway, okay.
So,
moving right along.
Here's a show that I'm very excited about.
Oh, yeah?
Probably one of my biggest shows of the year.
Biggest shows on that list?
And that is The People versus OJ Simpson, an American crime story.
Bob, have you seen a commercial for this yet?
Yeah, I have, and it's just like Cuba Gooding Jr. was just so happy to be working.
As much as I'm intrigued, I'm so nervous for it.
Oh my God!
It feels like it's
that's
gonna,
why I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just didn't want to be the only one that was feeling that. I mean,
Because
I think
like,
it's obvious, but
yeah, it can go either way.
It's obviously a great story.
Sure.
That goes without saying. But the cast, it's like, maybe like 94, 98, 97, like this cast would have been like blowing you out of the water because it's like Connie Britton, it's fucking John Travolta, Cuba Gooding Jr., David Schwimmer, I know, is playing Robert Kardashian.
It's literally 1997.
That's Ross from Friends, for anyone who doesn't know. He's playing Robert Kardashian.
If this was 1997, you'd be like, this is in the theaters.
This is like A-list.
And it's going to TV, but in 97 it would have been
Let's give it like a $100 million budget.
We're going to get the Oscar for this one.
Yeah. Now it's like, you want to put those people in a movie?
Yeah, it's like, well, TV, huh?
Yeah.
But
what kind of network you go for? You go for like a little local channel?
It's on FX.
It's on FX. They're looking for something, too, a big hit lately.
Yeah. It's going to be on after the local high school football game, right?
It kind of looks like it might be done by a local...
Yeah, it looks like it was actually shot those security cameras that they have in the police station.
CCTV, closed caption. So,
the good ones
looks like it's pretty well done.
No. I think it does too, but at the same time, I feel a little schlockiness to it. Like it might be intentional though.
I think
because they're trying to capture like 19 whatever that year is.
Yeah,
and
I think it was like
that's
1990.
kind of maybe making me feel like it's schlocky.
Yeah, it was definitely 1994, 1990. Yeah.
Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, because this is I say this all the time. This is like our
I
generation's
do,
JFK.
I was working
where were you
for Apple. I was actually working for. I was actually working for a car service. I'm trying to remember which one.
But you were
I
on
remember
the
the
job?
office. I was on the job that day.
Okay.
They were telling us over the radio what was going on.
Oh wow, they were giving you play-by-plays.
Yeah. That's why I remember it, because I actually had to stop by the office to give him to give the dispatcher his food for his lunch, and I got to see the slow motion chase. Some of it. So
I remember I was at Mikey's house, and I remember being there, and I was like, "What's going on?" It's just like on every channel, and it was like, "Oh, it's OJ." And we were just like, fucking, burn another one. All right, let's stay here for 5 hours and watch this.
While we're on it, how sad is it that we have things in our life that we're never going to forget, moments, like collective moments, the whole country.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Pearl Harbor.
Well, that's what I was saying about this. That's why I asked you, because this is I think this is our generation's. Where were you during JFK getting shot?
No, I don't include that one.
No, but that's why I said our generation's JFK getting shot.
It's one. Yeah,
oh, sure. There's other ones like where were you when Heisman guy's leg broken?
I was trying to get somewhere, but thank you.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right.
Never mind.
Okay. You had more?
I did, but never mind now.
Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was just doing you. You're doing amazing stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right.
All right.
I step on you and crush your heart too.
That's it. That's it.
I don't have a heart, but
that's enough.
Crush my chest.
Okay. Now I don't feel so freaking bad.
My sternum.
Your diaphragm.
Hey, Dom, is it awkward in here yet?
No, it's not awkward. But.
I'm just fucking with- All right, what do we got next? Enough of the OJ.
We got Cinemax is going to be pushing out that new Outcast series pretty soon.
Ooh,
That's their baby?
Yeah, based on a
That's,
comic book by Robert Kirkman.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm
Exorcisms.
pretty excited for it. There's no official release date on the show yet.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So it's titled right now Summer 2016.
So you never really know when a baby's coming anyway.
Exactly.
That's
I
true.
figure we'll give it 9 months, and then if it comes out, it comes out. If
surprise,
not,
surprise.
If not, it's deformed. You know what are you
You know
gonna
what I get to? It was in the oven a little too long.
do? Exactly.
But it does look good. What I've seen of it does look really good. They are, even Kirkman has said, like, in the comic, he hasn't gotten around to kind of like setting up some of the people in the town. So the show is obviously going to fill out a little bit more of that. So if people are wondering what the major difference is, supposedly, it seems like that.
Okay. All right. So then in April, there's speculation that in April, Game of Thrones will be returning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit later than its usual late March premiere.
Well, not too
Yeah,
bad.
but
It's only off by 2 weeks, I think.
just make sure that date isn't listed as April 1st. Because it
Well,
might be a joke.
That's
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised, if
Who
this
knows?
guy
Yeah.
fucking...
It might be a it could be a total placeholder, and because they're not sure.
No,
and then when the
yeah,
first
yeah.
comes on, they say, "Oh, April Fools,"
This is one of those things.
and they kind of get away and don't really piss anybody off.
Yeah, there's no way to not piss off this crowd, though.
No, I was going to say that.
Any rabid fan base of anything does not appreciate those.
No,
kinds
this
of
is
things,
true.
So, but yeah, it's coming back. That poster they put out of Jon Snow said April on it. So
Right.
no hard date, but
Correct.
April.
So,
Excited.
So Daredevil is
Season 2?
supposedly Daredevil season 2 is supposed to hit
When?
March. It's supposed to get a March release date. There's no official date yet, but if I
March.
remember exactly correctly, I think season 1 came out March 17th.
Whoa, that's a
All right, so mid March is a fairly safe bet.
yeah, I would think so because and even
That's
that
about
was
right.
they kind of threw it out to hit on the weekend, right? So it came out like a Thursday or Friday kind of a thing.
Let's see.
You
Let's
could
go to the
Yeah.
internet.
go to the Wayback Machine.
That's a
But,
good. That's a good time, I think, because you got other shows are
Sure.
steaming up for their peaks as
Yeah.
this one's starting,
Right.
and then you're going to have 13 episodes of this.
Wow, so
So-
I was incredibly wrong, and it was April 10th, 2015.
Oh, fuck you, Dom!
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Everything you say now is
No, yeah,
subject
we really-
to.
Does anyone
question.
believe me anymore?
No. We doubt you now for everything.
All right, so
But
Hey,
why
March,
April?
that's a little bit earlier than April, so I guess that's
true.
good. That's
That
a
is good.
it's a
That is
time.
good.
but no, wait, what's the date? Is it March or April? Because you originally said March. Now you're saying
Oh
April.
yeah. So
No. March
Well-
is season 2.
March is the season.
Supposedly, it hasn't been confirmed. That's
Okay, that's the talk.
what Entertainment Weekly has.
Ah,
And
okay.
It's caused a bit of controversy.
Oh,
Because they're
really?
like, where'd you get that date from?
Oh,
That's what people are saying.
so that means that
Yeah.
that probably was the date and it leaked a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get Elektra. You're gonna get the Punisher.
Okay,
And
that's what we're getting on Daredevil this season.
right. And then I'm
I
not
was-
sure 100% if they've kind of announced who else might be popping up or anything though.
I definitely think
Because
that,
I think those two are probably going to be the ones that were hard for them to keep a secret. I think
Who's going to be elected?
Well, I think that they're
Yeah.
just trying to push this
Um,
season
a
with
new
those two.
unknown, not relatively unknown, I should say. She's obviously had work, but I
Right.
can't remember her name.
I think that this season of Daredevil is more than likely going to be
a breakout season.
a Kingpin. Kingpin fucking controlling shit from jail. Maybe send in
Yeah.
Elektra
I think
after him for a
I think
little
if there's any
bit.
Kingpin stuff, it's going to be like mentions because supposedly he's not filming anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the young lady who's playing Elektra.
Okay, now I think Elektra's going to probably be working for the Yakuza. That
Yeah, the
'cause
Yakuza,
they couldn't
or the
they couldn't
Hand.
get rid of him, so the Yakuza, the Hand, somebody's going to come in and
Yeah, it's all going to tie neatly, and Punisher's perfect to kind of have fold into it because there's this whole gang thing going on in the city,
Right.
and there's this vacuum from the Kingpin leaving. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Frank will be like,
yeah. They're supposed their
"I got some
characters.
guys that want to shoot from the rooftop if anybody minds." You know what I mean? Oh. But yeah, super excited for that. Super excited for that. Can't wait to see. I just want to see the Punisher. I want to see his version of the Punisher more than I want to see anything else on that. I
Yeah.
think right,
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait. It looks very good.
now. All right.
So
From there, we go to
The Walking Dead,
Twid.
which is set to return on Sunday, February 14th.
February.
Bit of a ways out. Bit of a ways out.
And it's only about 6 weeks.
It's not too bad.
That's
we
really
could
not
we
that
could survive
bad.
that. We could survive.
You know, you guys will live.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
The zombies won't.
Bill, if you don't live, then just tell me where your checkbook is so I can keep paying the rent.
It'll only last for a little while.
So if you watch the Walking Dead, you really should be excited for
Hopefully they're
the
excited.
second half of the season.
Hopefully
I think it's going to
they're
be
excited.
the best half of the season
I hope
of this show that we've gotten.
You know, normally
Has the potential to.
Normally I would be worried, but the casting is so good for that bad guy that like it's just, you know, I don't have to worry as much.
Right.
Granted, the rest of the story might go all to shit, but I feel like his casting and the performances for him will probably be good enough to keep me there.
Cool. So
what else?
So back to some series premieres.
We got some good premieres coming on.
Very good. This looks very good. This is Vinyl from HBO, which is releasing on Sunday, February 14th as well. That'll be on at 9 p.m. So this is a new show from HBO that looks very, very promising. And it's created by Terrence Winter. I think we all know. That's the guy who created The Sopranos. He wrote, right? He wrote Sopranos?
I think he worked on Sopranos, but Sopranos is David Chase.
Okay.
But Terrence Winter is...
Wolf of Wall Street, I know he wrote that.
Yeah, I think it's Wolf of Wall Street.
He wrote Get Rich or Die Trying, I'm pretty
He also... what's the other HBO show where they were in Louisiana? Treme. Not a lot of people liked it, but no. Thank God he's not involved with that. But he's got a lot of writing credits under his name. But also...
Scorsese's directing it.
Scorsese, Mick Jagger is involved in it somehow. He's contributed a little bit of the idea. So the point being is it takes place during the 70s?
So the IMDb actually has a little bit of a synopsis here. And it says, a New York music executive in the late 1970s hustles to make a career out of the city's diverse music scene. And few of the stars from the cast include Bobby Cannavale.
Okay.
Cannavale.
Yeah, Cannavale. Yeah. He's good.
Ray Romano.
You want to make me a famous singer?
Olivia Wilde's in it. She's pretty cute.
Yeah, she's cute. She's been known to be a cutie.
That's PJ Byrne.
Not familiar off the top of my head.
Paul Ben Victor.
No,
none of these.
I don't know any of those three guys.
No, me neither.
No.
Oh no, this guy you definitely know because he's been in so many.
No, like one of those
things
where if you see his face. Oh, that guy.
Oh.
Yeah,
he talks like this and every fucking.
That guy.
Yeah. I'll go follow them for you, boss. That's basically. Look up Paul Ben Victor if you're playing along at home, and let me know if that guy's ever been in a movie you saw.
Definitely has.
Oh my God.
6 degrees of separation.
And
so has
PJ
little
Byrne.
Kevin Bacon thing going on.
So has PJ Byrne.
I think PJ Byrne might have been teaching me graphic design when I was in
I think I've seen every movie he's been beat up in.
Yeah, he was. I remember him mostly from The Wolf of Wall Street. He was in. He plays
somebody who gets beat up.
I think he actually might get the shit.
He probably does. He looks like that type.
He plays
someone at least gets hit once. All right, so that's definitely one to keep an eye on.
So that's about it for series premieres, I think, for 2016.
That's it. Okay.
Actually, Preacher.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Preacher. I don't know if you ever heard.
Do we have a hard fast date of that thing, or are we still rolling the dice and praying?
What was the question originally?
Do we have a hard fast date on that thing?
No. We are still in a guessing stage, but looks like May, right?
Looks like May-ish.
We're guessing it's actually going to get made and put on the air?
Well, it's definitely. I think that's the thing is that they're shooting now. Probably what's going to happen is that Walking Dead's going to run till
April. Usually it ends.
Yeah, so it'll piggyback with Walking Dead. Preacher will piggyback with Walking Dead. And if you're not aware of it, listeners, that we are starting a podcast dedicated just to Preacher, a second project that we're actually doing. This is legitimate. I'm not lying. And then, so check out Preacher vs. Preacher. Look for it on iTunes. We only have one episode up, but it's the introduction episode. Our idea is, if you haven't read the book, or even if you've read it, reread it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to compare it, like pretty much, instead of just being a typical or somehow run-of-the-mill kind of a recap show that just sits there and tells you what they saw. I'm going to try and tell you what was good, what was bad compared to the books. We're going to give it a wing. We're going to see how it goes.
We compare the book to the show and
differences.
Break it all down and serve it all up for you.
There you go.
So
serve it hot and fresh.
So then just for a few more shows that are coming back.
All right,
Gotham is going to return on Monday, February 29th.
Right.
Blind Spot will be returning on Monday, February 29th as well. And then Quantico will be returning on March 6th.
That's a Sunday.
On a Sunday night.
Okay.
And that's it.
Now you got
TV shows.
Quantico and Gotham on the same night.
Blind Spot
and Gotham on the same night. Those are both shows that you watch.
They are. And Quantico.
If you didn't, in a horrible world where you didn't have a DVR, what would you do? Which would you watch? Are they on the same time? Probably, right?
No. Blind Spot's on like 10.
It's at 10 o'clock, and the Fox is a bunch of chicken shit, so they don't do 10 o'clock. Okay, all right, forget it. Forget that then.
But if they were on at the same time,
if they
I'd
were,
have to
what would
go
you
with
do?
Gotham.
Really?
Blind Spot is so, like, it's good, but it's just so run-of-the-mill crime detective shit.
I got you. It feels familiar. It feels a little too familiar. Okay. Gotham a little bit more unpredictable.
Yeah, and it's characters that I am a little more keen to. So
sure. And at this point now, it's like, let's see.
Unpredictable is definitely a good term for Gotham, based on everything I've heard.
That's the one thing people who love it and people who hate it can agree on.
We'll return after these messages.
Hey, pod lovers. We post new episodes every Monday. And if you're looking for other places to listen to the Wicked Theory podcast, we've got options. You can find us on the Wicked Radio Network, the Tangent Bound Network, iTunes, and the Apple Podcast app that's built into every iPhone and iPad. We're on Stitcher, TuneIn, Libsyn's podcast source app, Player FM, and soon Google Play. Of course, you can also hear full episodes at wickedtheory.com or on our Facebook page. As always, please subscribe, rate, and review where and when you can, because that helps us get exposure and new listeners. And if you want to reach the show, send your questions, comments, and whatever general insanity you feel like putting to paper to podcast@wickedtheory.com.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of movies.
Yeah,
Is that where we're going next?
Some notable movies for 2016
I don't know if your kids are into movies.
Okay, but how many Marvel movies we got coming out? Don't tell me which ones. How many?
I got about 12. Yeah,
That's what I was.
It's about 3 or 4,
but it feels like 12. All right, so is this?
Speaking of Marvel, Doctor Strange will be hitting theaters on November 4th, 2016.
Awesome. I'm actually looking forward to that one because that one's going to be different.
Very different.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a different Marvel movie. So that's going to be good.
Yeah. So if you have been around the web the past week or two, if you've seen this month's Entertainment Weekly,
this week's, it's probably on newsstand still as of when this goes up on Monday.
Right.
But yeah,
you've seen the first look at Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, as Doctor Strange.
Khan.
That guy.
Yeah.
So, but obviously we knew he was going to look pretty good. You know what I mean? A convincing Stephen Strange, but the costume, I'm actually surprised it looked as good as it did. Granted, we didn't get like a full shot of it yet, and the cape is going to be kind of like having its own kind of like life to it. Sort of be a little bit of CG with the cape,
right?
But so far, it looks pretty good. What peaks we got, that wasn't obscured by giant hand phasma. Special effects going on in the photo, but it does look like pretty good, and the stuff in the article.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to do a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's going to be the thing that's probably going to be a lock because he just he'll act his way out of a prison cell. Yeah,
and this is the kind of this is the kind of character that requires that.
It might be a little bit overacting.
He's got to be over the top a bit, I think, with this. Yeah.
Definitely.
And then it's going to add a whole new level to the Marvel universe of magic. I mean, you had some a little bit in a way with the Thor stuff and the Asgards, but they kind of don't do like the hard spell casting.
That's a mythology kind of thing. Not
absolutely.
Really
it's very
thing.
hand wavy. Whatever I want to happen can happen, kind of shit. Like Loki's
and
magic.
if you saw any of the photos that were released this past week, there is one photo included in the Entertainment Weekly exclusive of him floating around the negative zone, right?
Some other dimension anyway. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So there's that. I know that's negative zone is introduced in Ant-Man. Right?
Yeah, well, that's a quantum. He's down at the quantum level.
The quantum zone.
But there's like seems like he's passing through a couple of different dimensions or whatever as he gets down to the quantum level. Okay. So I think the idea is that we'll be seeing some of that. At the very least, it's other realms, quote unquote. Right. So.
Well, there's really no escaping that with him.
No, but I think Marvel keeps saying, Kevin Feige keeps saying that, like, your first taste of what you were going to see in Strange with these other dimensions happens at the end of Ant-Man. So it's a matter of, like, okay, is it just like as a basic concept, or are we literally seeing different places he's going to go in that movie? And I think it might be a little bit. I'm chalking it up to being a little bit of a loose kind of a...
I think so, too.
You know
because
what I mean?
If it's not loose and they get into, like, the serious aspects of it, then you got, like, Earth 1 and Earth 2 from The Flash.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't want to... Let's not get crazy.
Right,
like,
you don't want to start going there.
Yeah, it's like one thing when... what's worse, magic or science? You know what I mean? Like, either way is a rabbit hole.
And I mean, technically, in the Marvel, in the MCU,
I mean?
they've done this already with... Because technically, Asgard is another realm.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
They just really haven't shown you, like, the pathway...
Yeah, stuff that might be more metaphysical and other full-on doesn't look like what we're used to type of dimensions. I think that's the thing. Like, Doctor Strange is all about that shit, where it's like, the Steve Ditko hippy-dippy shit artwork from the 60s and 70s. They're trying to find ways to incorporate that into the design of these other realms.
Yeah, if you're reading the current Doctor Strange title from Marvel by Jason Aaron... well,
that's like maybe a taste.
Definitely a fucking trip show for sure.
Oh, for sure. It's a good capture of... the classic, the reimagining of the classic kind of Doctor Strange stuff, where it's like that, where it's trippy dippy.
Yeah. So
I like it.
Moving on.
Yes, please. May we?
Neighbors 2.
Neighbors 2. I put that on a list of stuff that I was keeping an eye on as well.
I'm looking at that as well. I have that on mine, but I'm looking at that.
Oh
also.
shit! Are you going back and forth? Yeah. Fucking this guy's good. You're gonna have your own show soon.
Well, I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at all the movies that I missed.
Right.
Like, how did I miss that?
I got you.
Right. I was working pretty much just off that Entertainment Weekly issue. So,
but yeah, I saw. I haven't seen a trailer or anything, but I saw a couple of photos from it, and just looks, immediately funny.
I mean, hey, the first one was hilarious.
I mean,
you would think that there would be some aspects of it that were like, this is a little silly,
And I heard Selena Gomez and some other youngster is going to be in it. Oh, this is only I'll just edit this out. This is only a list of the stuff that I was writing down for movies. He's got stuff.
No, I thought it was a list of breakdown for the show.
I mean, to a degree, but it's not a full on. I just did this week. But yeah, I think it's Chloe Moretz. Is that how you say her name? Hit Girl.
Okay.
I think she's in it, and Selena Gomez are going to be. I don't know. That's all I know from.
I don't know much. I don't know much of the movie. I actually reading this Entertainment Weekly. I just found out about it. I didn't
right,
even
that was
know
your first exposure, right?
Okay. I had heard that it was coming out, and I was like, why would they make a sequel of that? Like, what the fuck?
Sorority moves in down the block.
Oh, okay.
So now you got a sorority on the other end, a fraternity on the other end,
okay.
and they're still on that block. I guess the couple.
Okay. I think deep down. They like it.
Yeah, it makes the block fun.
So,
what's next, Pat?
This little movie's coming out this year. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Batman vs. Superman.
I'm familiar.
Dawn of Justice.
Oh, that one.
Is that the movie they kind of gave away in the trailer?
A little bit.
I think they did.
It seems like it.
That will be hitting theaters on March 25th, 2016. Get hyped. Get hyped, ladies and gentlemen.
Get hyped now.
Get hyped so you get disappointed later.
It actually looks like it's going to be really good.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
really hope that it's not just a case of the trailers being awesome.
It's hard to say, you know what I mean? Because sadly, with that movie, like they had one trailer that came out that was kind of like a little too goofy, and somehow like that didn't end up being the one that we watched at the Star Wars.
Okay.
They had the other one before that.
Yeah,
first
the
one.
internet one.
So the problem I have with it is that the first trailer is absolutely incredible, and they it's one of the best trailers I've ever seen. And the second one that they released more recently, is like it's a good trailer. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of making me feel a little bit different about the movie than I originally did.
Doesn't work in it. It just
maybe that's a trailer that's meant to go be attached to
something
kids
lighter,
movies.
maybe.
Kids movies.
It's fair enough. That's a fair enough kind of a thing.
I mean, it could be, but that giant monster coming out at the end.
Well, then again, fair enough. I think it's trying to show that it's not going to be completely serious. There is some lightheartedness, but then it just doesn't work for the rest of the trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's the mood.
Exactly,
of
it's
the way it looks, the tone of everything.
Oh, it's so dark, and granted,
no matter what you do in the trailer, it's gonna come off as being.
Well, here's the
dark,
thing too: if you
moody.
have 3 jokes that, in a movie, spread out by 20 minutes each,
right.
Now you line them up in a trailer.
Now you just
just feels like, what are you selling me, a comedy?
Yeah,
you know
and it's when you go to see the movie, now you know all the jokes. You're not gonna laugh at them anyway.
Well, that too, but also too the background music, as they were ramping it up, was just not the typical stuff. It was a little bit more it felt comic booky,
right?
You know what I mean. And I don't even mean a Danny Elfman kind of way. I just mean really kind of comic booky. It felt goofy,
cheesy.
Yeah, it felt goofy. All right, so we know that's coming. We know that's coming.
Yeah.
I heard of it.
Yeah,
I like it.
So then I'm pretty sure this is going to serve as a sequel for the other Alice in Wonderland movie that came out a few years ago, but Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah, I just kind of threw it on the list.
Theaters on May 27th.
Right. Is that the one where she's an adult now and she's got to go back down the hole?
I believe so, or at the very least, it's
she's older at some point.
Yeah, I think this one actually too might be one of these ones where they're combining stuff from the other books. It's not just going to be stuff from the book, The Looking Glass.
Okay,
because he's got a whole bunch.
There's going to be a little bit of time travel in this one too.
Oh, because you can just never have enough sci-fi in your Looking Glass.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
then
what else, Barry? What do you got next?
That's about that. That's about it for that one. I don't even think I saw the original.
All right, let's keep it rolling between you and him. We got a ton of movies.
Yeah.
But Snowden will be coming
looks
out.
good. Mm-hmm.
That will be hitting theaters on May 13th.
And that's got.
I'd like to hear the real story about what really happened.
Yeah, and it's got.
That's Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Shailene Woodley.
You have that in front of you?
That should be decent. He's pretty good.
I can open it up.
Well, I'm just saying because I'm trying to remember if that's Oliver Stone doing it. Because I think it is. I think it's an Oliver Stone thing. All I remember is whoever's directing it is one of those.
It is Oliver Stone.
Okay, yeah.
And Timothy Oliphant's in it also. I didn't know that.
Oh, Timbo.
Right.
And Scott Eastwood.
Oh.
There we go.
All right, so it should be good.
It's just lining up. I saw a trailer for Scott Eastwood in some kind of Western thing. I wasn't feeling it. Anyway.
So then another movie I'm pretty psyched for, The Nice Guys.
Yeah, this looks really fun.
That's it looks like a 70s crime comedy with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Yeah, two kind of over-the-top kind of characters running around in the 70s. Lots of coke and leisure suits. Yeah. Looks good. Looks really good. Looks fun.
So Kung Fu Panda 3.
What?
Will be coming out.
You're looking forward to that?
Did we authorize this on the list?
I figured I would just throw it out there for...
I thought this was supposed to be things you're looking forward to.
Well, I'll tell you what. As much as I may not be looking forward to it, I did see the first one, and it was really fucking good.
Yeah, the first one was good. I've seen most of the second one, which was okay. It was a bad movie.
It follows a lot of the same stuff.
But, usually with these cartoon movies, unless it's Pixar, by the third movie...
So, yeah, sometimes they wear themselves out.
Yeah. So I'm a little worried about that one.
But you're getting some more Jack Black as Poe. As our boy, Poe.
Right.
P.O.
Poe. I haven't seen any of them. So.
Oh, go see. You should see the first one. It's actually really
and the third one's on your list? Watch the first one.
Well, these are mentionables. These are mentionables.
So then Independence Day Resurgence. That'll be hitting theaters on June 24th.
I'd like to resurge some interest.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one.
Research some care.
I think that's going to be the first 4th of July weekend bomb.
It's probably going to be.
It's
one
actually
of
not
ones.
even. I don't even think it's coming out for July.
The sad thing is, though, too, is I don't know how much you're going to get of people maybe just falling in line
right.
because
it's like that last. It's going to be the last week in June. That's what it's probably going to be.
You're right. Yeah,
it's listed. It's listed here on Billy's sheet here as June. So
June 24th, 2016.
I just wonder how much is going to be its success is going to be people just falling into this nostalgia coma that we have lately.
There's making another Independence Day.
Yeah.
Well, he's got to go see that.
Exactly. Like, I like the first one, so I'm going to automatically like the next one. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm going to go warm up the Edsel.
And then they're going to be like, "Where's Will Smith?" And it's like, not here.
Where's
it's
I like
Jeff
the first
Goldblum.
one,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I think liking the first one is enough to get you to go see the sequel for any movie.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
even like when you watch the first one, it's like it's plastic.
Yeah.
If it's
And usually,
cartoony.
yeah,
Well,
it's
it's ridiculous.
usually if you're interested in seeing the second one, it's because the first one was like within like the last 3 years or so. This is
Keeps
like
that alive.
1994, 1995.
Right.
So
Yeah, its moment might have passed. We'll have to see
Yeah.
what happens with
it's
that.
like 28 years ago.
Because it's like you guys blew up a lot of
18
big
years
shit.
ago.
I don't know what you're going to blow up now. Because what's left?
Right.
But
So
next,
Warcraft.
yeah.
That'll
What do
be
you
coming
think?
out in June. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a split decision for me. Like when the movie comes out, if I'm going to actually go and see it.
I think
or
I
not.
got to see another trailer. like, you know.
I
just,
agree.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a movie that didn't need to get made.
Well, I think any movie that it's.
I mean, has any movie made based off a video game property really been that successful?
It's happening
I
more
think-
and more. I mean,
I
the
really don't
chances
even
are
know of any.
like
Well, no, they had the Agent 47 Hitman movie. They had a couple of Tomb Raider movies.
It's a rough run. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, obviously, it just seems to be the luck of the draw. Like video games are stuck in the place where comic book movies were for a long time, where it was like they just couldn't
Right.
get good ones made. It just seemed like impossible. The only thing I think this has going for it is that it's like it's not regular studio doing it. Like, you know what I mean? It's basically, if I remember correctly, it's them. It's a lot of the people from Warcraft, like super involved. It's
right.
like if it's
Well,
going
they
to be
would have
done,
to be.
it's going to be done right at least, and then everything else will just be you can criticize then.
Right.
But
So I just keep thinking about the South Park episode.
yeah, well, I mean, like you got to give things their own chance though too, a little bit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
And-
that's a
Yeah,
funny
this is
episode,
true.
so it's hard.
And the cast for this movie isn't it's not all fucking standouts, but
yeah.
I'm looking at the top billing for the movie right now, and like the top 10 or 11 people I'm looking at, I've seen them in a few things before.
But there's nobody really.
I mean,
What's
Dominic Cooper's in it. Obviously, we're hyped about him being in Preacher.
So maybe the company behind Warcraft is actually financing the movie.
Ben Foster's in it.
Yeah.
He was in. He's been in a bunch of things. He was recently in the Fantastic Four movie as the Thing, right?
Oh, okay. It wasn't he Iceman?
No,
That's Ben something too, though.
no.
Anyway.
Clancy Brown's in it.
Oh, Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Oh yeah.
There's a few familiar faces.
Well, good.
So while we're on video game movies,
Yeah, well, might as well.
Assassin's Creed, December 21st.
Assassin's Creed, all the way at the end of the year. Some pictures came out. Michael Fassbender, bending it fast.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm a little nervous for this movie just because of how I love the game so
Right.
much. But
Well, yeah, it's a property that's got a lot of potential, but again, it's another video game movie.
And I feel like
That's going to be the question.
And I feel like also too, like the property itself is such a video game kind of thing.
Right.
Like, what are they going to do with that? Are they going to do the whole? It's a time travel story, but
Right.
just 90% of it takes place in the past. It's not really about the time travel necessarily. Like, I guess we'll see.
They released a
Well-
few photos, and they do show the
It's like an extended episode of
the
Quantum Leap.
Animus.
Right? He's stuck in the past. He's got to do what he's
Doesn't
got to
do-
do to get out of the past.
Yeah, but he doesn't quantum leaps. He doesn't jump through lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know, but that's
Yeah.
the closest thing you got to
It's
get.
a time travel thing, but I mean, to a degree. The problem is with the game is that like it's like bookended. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it starts, he goes into the past, and then eventually comes back at the end, and it's,
He jumps out.
I guess that's not that big a deal.
He jumps
We've
out
accepted
of
bigger bullshit.
the
Right.
time machine. The Animus is what it's called
Okay,
in the game.
right.
He
Right.
jumps out of it a few times throughout the game, but obviously, majority of the game is you playing as his ancestor from centuries in the
Okay.
past. But
Right.
I mean, it's the way the time machine is presented in the game, and like the whole, like the actual theory of it.
Right.
It's a much different take on like a
Right.
classic time machine from a movie.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
it
but
actually,
it's really not supposed to be a time machine. It's
Well,
actually
that's what
it's
I mean.
really
Like, it gets
it's
attached to
really
your brain and
yeah.
everything.
It's in your it's about your memory.
right.
Okay.
It's like the theory. The thing with the game is you're inside your DNA is all your ancestors' memories.
Right. Oh, okay.
So they're pulling like they're putting you under, and you're reliving those memories.
Exactly.
And they're able to read them and help guide you through them, so you could do what you need to do.
Okay.
In the past, it is connected to the past.
Okay, I see why you made the quantum leap connection.
It's a little confusing because it seems like there is time travel in there, but
it's more about
like you're
traveling
accessing
in your lineage.
Right?
Yeah. I usually just consider a time travel or a time machine to someone like who doesn't know anything about the game because it's so convoluted like that.
It's almost like you're accessing time travel through your DNA.
Okay. All right. Well, that's. I mean, it's got Fassbender in it. Hopefully, it's got some good potential. But I saw a thing where he hadn't played the game.
Yeah, he's never played the game. But
somebody else, was it the girl? But somebody who's played it through. That's in the thing with him, and then she even was like, and then trying to find something in Rome was like a real bitch. She was like trying to just put in the cookie that like, not only am I saying I played the game, like here's a little comment of proof to all the questioners out there, like, you know.
As much as the movie's going to be based on the game, I don't think it's based off of like any specific character or story arc from the game.
Yeah, they might have made something.
So it's almost like a Marvel Civil War type of thing.
Yeah, they're probably doing that whole Templar kind of thing because it's like not that they're Knights Templar, but they're involved somehow. It's an organization similar to the Knights Templar.
Gotcha. Right. All right.
So Ghostbusters reboot.
Ghostbusters reboot
on July 15th, 2016.
Cool. I mean, I
don't really got much to say about that.
I don't got problems with it.
I don't have a problem with it. You know, will they be ghostbusting in bikinis? Or?
Because it's not a reboot. It's a soft reboot where it's just new characters in that world. So you'll see a couple of the older guys pop up. It's not like, oh, she's Venkman and he's Egon and this. You know what I mean? It's not that. You know? What's left of the old team is running the business, and these are the Ghostbusters. They just happen to be old girls. Yeah, I think that's it. I think this is just a new generation. Okay. They happen to be old girls. I think everybody was freaking out. All the dudes were freaking out. Like, you can't replace girls because they
were kind of thinking like Charlie's Angels.
Well, whatever. Just because these guys are fucking sexist, really, is what it comes down to. But really, what they were probably thinking is that it was just like, we were going to like recast the other characters, whereas it's like, no, they're just trying to do a generation thing. Right. But some pictures came out. It looks good. I mean, but we only got photos.
I'm actually more excited for the movie, knowing that it's an all-female cast.
Yeah,
because all four of the ladies that are in it are all like hilarious fucking
they're
people.
All fucking
they're all hysterical and like they're all like they're all in a bunch of things that I've seen, and
they are funnier now
around.
They are funnier now in their careers than those guys were when that movie came out, like in their careers. Those guys, not that they were past their prime.
Who's the list?
Besides Bill Murray,
it's all Saturday Night Live.
Kirsten Wiig.
It's Kirsten Wiig. It's McKinnon. What's her name? She was in Spy. She's in everything now. The heavyset.
What's her name? McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
And I can never remember the name of the black girl.
Who actually wasn't on Saturday Night Live.
So it's Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones.
Chris
Hemsworth's in it.
He plays the
Tina Fey?
No Tina Fey.
Okay.
So Sigourney Weaver's in it.
Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney?
I always butcher her name.
But I like that now.
Yeah. There was actually a time in her life where she was actually hot.
Well, that's pretty much everybody's story once you're old.
The original...
You know what I mean?
Original Alien. It was unusual that she was so tall.
There's nothing other, Bob. There was a time when me and you were good looking too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still think I'm good looking until I look in the mirror.
Well, that's everybody though. You know what I mean? We all think we're hot until
I still think I'm 21 until I look in the mirror.
That's the fucking truth about fucking getting old. It's like you never feel your age until you see a mirror, and you're like, "Who's that guy?" So, what's next on your big list of hits? Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now, you know what? I kind of was dismissing this a little bit because I tend to dismiss the Harry Potter related stuff. But I did watch the trailer. Right. Yeah, and I was like, well, at least it's his own thing. And it did look good for what it is. I can't knock it. It looked good. You know what? It's going to appeal to that audience. It's going to make money. Oh, my God. It's going to make money. That's fine. You know what? Let J.K. Rowling, she earned every penny. Absolutely. Her stories are the way she writes is the way some of the great writers write. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? And her story. There's something just in the way she's puts words together
that is a little bit different, a little bit tastier than the way most of us write.
She has a real talent for building sentences.
Yes,
like you know what I mean. Like,
and that's huge.
Yes.
You know, so.
But that looked really good. I was kind of surprised because I kind of wanted to dismiss it a little bit.
Yeah, no, I really don't have any.
She was almost homeless, right? When Harry Potter hit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to step on you, Tom.
No, it's no big deal. So Deadpool coming out February 12th.
I was actually watching the trailer the other day on YouTube.
The new one, right?
Yeah, when it takes place in the cab.
Yeah. He starts squeezing his way up into the front of the cab.
Right.
Oh, it's so great. Did you happen to see, you probably didn't see it, but I think we were watching it at work, the Esquire video, where like Deadpool, quote unquote, is taking over an issue of Empire. He's taking over an issue of Empire magazine for a month, so they put out like a 3-minute video of him talking about it.
Oh, okay.
And it is just nonstop Ryan Reynolds / Deadpool one-liners for fucking like a minute and a half of him explaining it. Like, you know, everything from, you know, chihuahuas and chimichangas and sperm. What kind of was it? Like some kind of monkey sperm? I think he mentions at some point.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's just fucking over the top. This is the Deadpool that even Marvel was scared to do. Like in that, like I don't even know if Deadpool's appearances in Marvel Max books kind of like touch on as much raunchy one-liners. as he does.
He's getting a little. I noticed that in the one that I watched. It was definitely getting a little raunchy there. And talking about how his appearance.
Yeah. Well, all the one-liners on that.
Yeah, but
he was like the inside of someone's colon.
Right. It was both simultaneously classic Deadpool and giving me like, wow, are they going to say that in a Marvel movie?
You know what I mean? Well, the best thing about it is actually that Marvel's got nothing really to do with it. It's because it's a Fox thing. You know, it's like not in Marvel's hands. They would have awarded that shit down.
I was actually having a conversation about this with someone the other day, and who I was talking to kind of raised a good point about the trailers and how the movie will actually be.
Yeah.
That I never really thought about before. And because the movie's going to be a bit raunchier than some of the other superhero movies that we've seen, this kid I was talking to was saying, you know, I really don't think that the movie's going to be so over the top as you think it will be. That they're just putting in all this crazy shit into the trailers to be like, okay, it's a superhero movie, but don't let your kids go see it. Like that's why we're going to load the trailer up with a bunch of curses.
Yeah, that's a
just
good
so
point.
you know that.
Yeah,
that is a good point.
That is a good point to kind of reaffirm to parents like this is not like even.
And he
like,
even says it in the trailer.
Right,
he's like, "You thought this was a superhero movie, but it's not that type of superhero movie."
As we zoom in on his ass cheeks,
right? Yeah,
you know what I mean? But no, that's a very good point. Like you know, they're pushing that hard to let parents know, but also too, I think to.
But you know, I didn't.
Also, you know, it's a good point too. Is that like you know, front loading a lot of that stuff as opposed to like the big explosion because maybe there's not a lot of over the top like big action pieces. You know, it's going to be I think a lot more hands on fight stuff. That'll be crazy action pieces, but not like X-Men movie level kind of stuff. Because I don't think the budget's even in there.
No,
and I think that one dude like that he's fighting at the end, like. Isn't like anybody like super crazy like we're used to. Like the big bad guy at the end has to be some kind of beast or monster.
This looks like it's
something.
more like a kick-ass kind of level.
Very much more grounded, despite
level.
its fantasticness.
To the same token of not wanting kids to go see the movie with loading the trailer with curses. Putting all that raunchiness in the trailer is going to make people want to go see the movie.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, you know, kids around my age, people around your age, you know, that you see that shit in a superhero movie, it's like, what? That's hilarious.
You know, what is this guy about? Like, what the hell is this?
Exactly.
And you're going to get a lot of people who don't even know who Deadpool is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, just for that, and they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
I just hope to God that Fox does not do to Deadpool what they did to the Fantastic Four.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
Well, you know what?
I think we would have to go to their offices and start like throwing people out the windows.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I doubt that because Ryan Reynolds is so closely involved that it'll get to that. Granted, like after it makes a ton of money, Fox in the sequel stage might be like, oh, okay, we want to get a little bit more involved. Like, yeah, we agreed to let you guys go crazy because it was a low budget and like let you do your thing. But now it's a moneymaker. So now we might want to get more. Let's tie it more to
maybe
the
we
X-Men.
don't have to like keep making these crappy Fantastic Four movies anymore.
Yeah. Can we put some F-bombs in the Fantastic Four? Is that going to fix it? Maybe that would be
right? Let's name it the fucking Fantastic Four.
Can we put Deadpool on the team?
Better yet, the Fan-fucking-tastic Four.
There you go. The 3 Fs.
So, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
make a little finger in the air.
We knew you weren't done.
That's why he said
That's why he paused, and I don't know if that's why he paused, but he paused, and I was like, I knew something was coming. I knew you wasn't done.
Right, instead of the 4 in the air, come on, like that. Give him the bird.
The flying bird.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, nexties.
So, Finding Dory will be hitting
I don't
the
care.
theaters.
I don't fucking care.
June 17th.
Finding Dory. So this is the sequel to Finding Nemo. Another
The
fish gets lost in the ocean. Yeah, they're a fish. It's a fish. It's a big ocean.
This room just got a little chilly, Bob. Just got a little fucking cold.
They get a little cold, a little downwind from my cold heart, my cold icy heart.
Yeah. So there's
I didn't mean to stab you in yours.
You know what? I was a kid when it came out. I really loved the movie a lot. I won't take it too fucking personally. You know what? Fuck you. That's that.
So I take it you're a little excited. You're at least interested on some level.
I mean, I'm absolutely interested, but I'm excited for it for sure.
Okay.
Like I said, I was a little kid when the first one came out.
Now that's a Pixar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be like, that's almost a guaranteed hit.
Yeah, and they've been supposedly working on this since like the last one came out. So it's like fucking 17 years ago.
Well, that's what it is with their movies, bro. Their movies gestate for so long, and that's usually why they're so good. By the time they come out, they've reworked the story 700 times. But that's going to be another big hit. That's coming out when? That's in
June.
In
June 17th.
June, something for the kids.
Yeah.
Wow, we're still on June.
Well, we're bouncing around.
I'm bouncing around.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
His list bounces around. Mine is.
That's right. He's just putting it.
But I got some that he does, and he's got some that
I'll get.
I'm looking. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at this list.
Yeah,
so what's next over there?
So not to get too into this because I'm not a big fan of this this franchise, but there will be an untitled Bourne film.
Bourne number 5. I'm excited.
July 29th.
I saw a picture of him without a shirt on. He's obviously not eating anymore.
Okay.
But his head looks...
He was on Mars for a little while.
His head looks huge on his little body now.
All right.
But, they're making another Bourne movie, which is cool to me because what makes the first two great is that it's him and the director, Paul Greengrass. That's what it has to be together to make these movies work, is the two of them.
Right. Didn't he do 3 and there's been a total of 4?
I think they did 3. I could be wrong, but the last one came out. It was Jeremy Renner. It was Hawkeye.
Yes.
It was Hawkeye the solo years, and didn't do too good. And the director Paul Greengrass wasn't involved in it, and they, the studio really didn't want to wait around for these guys to like give it time because both of them were like, nah, not now, maybe down the line, but not now. And they were like, they really wanted to get something going, and they lost out for it. But yeah, I'm excited for that to a degree.
So then, Star Trek Beyond will be coming out on July 22nd. How do we feel about that? I mean,
it's beyond J.J. Abrams, right?
Yeah, it's beyond J.J. Abrams. They got Idris Elba under a ton of makeup. I didn't even know he was in the trailer.
Really?
Yeah. So he's playing a full-on alien makeup, blue skin.
Okay, well, he's a really good actor. So
he was in the
phenomenal.
Other ones, I think.
He just did that. Was it Netflix or Amazon show?
Well, he did,
movie
BBC.
The blood thing.
The blood thing.
Well, the blood, the feast of blood.
Feast of Blood. It takes place in Africa. He plays a warlord who grew up from being a kid as a butcher.
Feast of something.
Feast of Blood. Something.
All right.
Like that.
Yeah. Point being, he's getting a lot of kudos for that. But
and Justin Lin's directing that. That's the guy who directed all the Fast and the Furious movies.
Okay, so that explains that. Because a lot of people were like giving this last trailer some backlash. Like
I thought it looked kind of. I mean, those movies are fucking. They're silly and
they're action adventure
crazy,
romps now.
Right.
So it's like they've kind of. I think that's what people were bitching about. Was like, where's the like the highfalutin kind of nature? Where's the sophistication of it all? Like, where did that all go? And it's like,
J.J. Abrams did the reboot.
Well, not only that, but like, there's only been so much of that, even in the classic Star Trek movies. Like, that kind of goes out the window a little bit. It becomes a setup, but it's not like, it's an hour-long TV show like the old shows used to be, where it was like, we can get philosophical.
No, I think that's something that guys on the streets sell.
That's probably true.
All right. So X-Men Apocalypse.
Like Tom's like, let's roll it along.
X-Men Apocalypse will be hitting
X-Men Apocalypse
on May 27th, 2016.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That trailer,
X-Men Apocalypse, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. That last trailer didn't do it for me.
I agree.
Is it me or does Apocalypse look like Jeffrey Tambor in makeup?
Yeah, basically. Like, it does look like someone's grandpa. I mean, which is funny considering it's Oscar Isaac. It's Poe Dameron. it's the same actor underneath all that blue makeup.
Yeah.
But he's looking like very, very different.
Yeah, I mean,
don't really see much of him in it.
The whole time, I couldn't place it at first when we first saw the pictures in Entertainment Weekly, but it just came to me one day. Jeffrey Tambor.
There you go. Well, he's busy. He's working.
Yeah.
He's a trans.
He's a trans now.
Yeah, these days.
So
he'd still probably look better under the makeup.
He probably would.
So then the Suicide Squad will be hitting
Suicide
theaters in
Squad,
August.
which has got some interesting buzz coming out about it now, that it is really going to be as...
Much to my surprise, this movie is a lot of buzz from like the outside of the nerd community.
Right.
You know,
right.
I
Really?
don't know many nerds at the comic shop or anyone like, me or Bill, like, we're excited for it because it's a comic book movie, but
not like
I'm not chomping at the bit for the fucking
Right,
thing.
right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But like all these other people are like, this movie's gonna be crazy. Like,
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
Because it's an anti-hero movie.
Yeah, I think we're getting...
And it's a comic book movie. So
exactly. And it's just loaded with bad guys. So I think for a lot of people... It's the tone of that trailer, too. The tone of that trailer totally sells it with that music and stuff.
I don't even like the trailer that much. I think
think
it looks
the
too weird to me.
To be honest with you, the trailer kind of grew on me. But we're getting another one really soon. I think we're getting another one in
it's the 19th.
like a couple weeks. But and the early buzz on that is a very similar kind of thing. But
it's got a lot of familiar faces in the movie.
I think it's reinforcing this whole thing that it's going to be just as dark as it's alluding to be, tone wise, like, you know what I mean? But
right.
So, but hey, excited, can't deny it. It's gonna have some Batman and some Joker in it.
Absolutely.
So
love that.
What else you got there, Barty?
Star Wars Rogue One.
What? More Wars of the Stars?
Really?
Yeah, man.
Star Wars Rogue One will be released on
Rogue
December
One,
16th, 2016.
The untold tale of how they got the plans to the original Death Star, or Death Star 2.0, whichever one from the original.
3.0.
Yeah, well, from the original trilogy anyway. So, this is going to be kind of cool. It's going to be the first of its kind. I think it's... What I like about it, like when they talk about how the Star Wars is going to be different now and how it's going to be, the main series is going to go, then in between those movies we'll get these standalone things. It's the only one that I feel like really stands alone, whereas we're probably not going to get any familiar faces. It's going to be its own thing. It's going to be the real test. I think, when they do a Han Solo movie, you know what I mean? Or Boba Fett, The Further Adventures of Fett.
Raiders of the Lost
Solo. That's going to be dipping into more familiar stuff.
Right.
So I think that's going to fall under more scrutiny because people are going to be like, Han Solo wouldn't say that, or Boba Fett wouldn't tie his shoes that way.
Well, it doesn't really have any familiar characters, that's why.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm hoping is that it flies under some of that over scrutiny that ends up happening.
Well,
with
I did see a theory online that someone that's rumored to be part of the cast in Rogue One is going to turn out to be Rey's father. I'm not gonna name names.
That maybe they're backdooring it like that.
So maybe the Rey secret.
That would be some crazy shit. That would be some crazy shit to do, because that would be the way to kind of retrofit all kinds of shit. Fuck, that would be a brilliant way to do it. I don't know how people would react to that concept of doing that. Like, like let's fucking retro, make movies that fit into the old fucking stuff that kind of make explanations for the new stuff.
Right.
It's actually a pretty smart idea if they are that smart. Sometimes these fan theories are just so good and so crazy. It's like, oh man, I hope they do that kind of a thing. Like sometimes, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. I dig it. I could dig it.
So then,
What else?
Captain America: Civil War. Anyone?
Who?
Oh.
May 6th, 2016. Anyone hear about it?
Wow, I thought that was flying under the radar. I didn't think
I
anybody
almost
knew what
thought
was
we
going
weren't
on
going
with
to get to that one.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard nothing about it. Is this something important? Is
yeah,
this,
so
is this a big
they're going to
movie?
fight.
Captain and
the
America?
credits will roll.
Oh my gosh. So can I just say that I hope like Tony gets fucked up.
I think he will be. I think he's going to get fucked.
I don't know. There's just something about him. I just feel like seeing him get a couple of lumps. He's not even that big of an asshole that he deserves to get a kind of crazy beating yet. But for some reason, I'm liking
Tony down in these movies a little bit.
They do. You know what it is, too? Like in the comics, like his turns end up always, most of the time, end up being some reveal kind of thing where like. Oh, it's not like this gradual thing where you watch, or it's like a full-on conversation. It's like in the 9th hour of something, it's like, turns out Tony Stark the whole time was fucking XYZ. Like, he was doing this, that, the other. And it's like, oh, shit, Tony's the bad guy now. Or Tony was doing a fucked up thing, and it's, like, kept to the side. Where it's like,
I feel like any Iron Man comic I've ever read, that's how it ends up.
Yeah, he's very much like Batman in a way where it's like, oh, there was always some plan. Like, you know what I mean? There was always some prep.
Right. He's always had kryptonite in his fucking back pocket.
This whole time I've been sitting on this thing. I've had a plan. Good thing I built a special suit that can solve this problem, kind of a thing. Right?
Oh yeah, that's always a mechanic.
That's always his. That's Tony's to the classic. That's
especially
classic.
They always seem to come around just as people are getting bored of the old suit.
Yeah, well, and that was the thing through the 80s. Well, even still to this day, it's like every 20, 30, 40 issues or so, new suit.
Yeah,
new storyline. That's for sure. New suit,
new power,
new writer, new artist, new suit.
Yeah, at least one new power.
And and some kind of new thing. And then every now and then they'll do this thing where they combine, like, well, this suit can do everything that the last 7 suits did. Yeah. So then you don't need another suit ever, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Then why are you going to change it in 6 months?
The Superior Iron Man? 6
right.
months
ago.
Well,
it's ADHD. That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's just ADHD.
That's
and a lot of coffee.
He just can't sit still. He can't not work on a suit. So what else we got? We got anything else in the listicles?
There's supposedly a Gambit movie coming out in October.
That sounds like a big Gambit
but
to me.
I don't know if they've started shooting anything, right?
I don't think they have, man.
Because I haven't heard anything about them shooting or filming. I've only heard problems happening.
I heard Shaq is going to be Gambit.
That makes more sense. That would be interesting on a level. But like they have it timed to release with other movies that we know for a fact are shooting,
right?
Or into like phase 2 of production.
Hey, it's supposed to come out in October, and that's less than a year away. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's I don't know. They're gonna have to push that date.
It's from the same studio as Deadpool, and we found out about Deadpool about 2 years ago,
right? But Deadpool was a machine that couldn't be fucking stopped. This Gambit thing was
true.
But this Gambit thing was like a thing that kind of like self-perpetuated, much like in a way that Deadpool did.
Yeah, but in spite of itself.
Exactly, because...
But what the thing I'm trying to get to is that, we found out Deadpool was going to be made, and then Deadpool was getting made.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, the reason Deadpool got made wasn't just like some buzz about the actor. It was like the director was behind it. It's the same director. The reason that footage got leaked was basically because of the director. Like, you know what I mean? Gambit was just... a fluke of a conversation that somehow turned into an online buzz.
Right.
And like... now that's going to happen. And now, what are they doing? They're fighting and struggling with the script and with the director. Like, that stuff has changed hands, I think, like twice or once each. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like there was a real thing in play. Once they got all their bowls lined up, it was like, we don't really have anything to juggle. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I could see Gambit being a repeat of the Fantastic Four reboot.
More
than Deadpool.
I think what they
I
should
don't know if it'll be like the exact catastrophe that
but I think it's got that potential.
It's got the potential.
It's got the potential to be the bummer of the summer.
Yeah.
But I think what they should do is they should push it up. They should push it back, whatever the phrase is, and give it some more time to gestate and work it out. Because I don't, it just seems like it's going to end up being a thing that gets fucking rushed. And that stuff, if it's any good when stuff gets rushed, is a miracle. Yeah,
it sounds like the formula that's going on is the same kind of formula that got bad comic book movies made.
Exactly. It was like, okay, there's a little bit of buzz right now. Let's jump on it.
Yeah.
That's...
Let's cut and paste something together and put it out there and see if it sticks.
Yeah. Whereas Deadpool
Gambit's actually a better character than that.
What's funny is that Deadpool is operating in the way that Fox normally doesn't, and it looks really good. Gambit is operating in the way that they normally do, and it looks like shit.
Right.
And it's only on paper, and we haven't seen anything.
Well, Deadpool started with the director and Ryan Reynolds, pretty much.
Yeah, well, that's...
right? Yeah. So it was their thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
And they went to the studio and said, hey, look at the buzz we got just from what we did.
Yeah.
We got all these great ideas. And they were like, okay, we own the property, so we got to do something. So
got me 16,000 fucking shares on my Tumblr account.
Really?
Yeah. When I posted up that video, when our video leaked, it was it's the thing that got me the most traction on Tumblr.
Nice.
I probably got like 200, 300 followers out of that. But it was 16,000 shares on that. I lost my mind for 3 days. Also tried to replace it as they kept on taking it down, and I was replacing it with another video, inside the link, But crazy. But I think
that's about it for me.
That's about it for you. And I got
Most of that list, most of that list that he had is your list is.
Tarzan comes out in July.
Yeah,
I'm not excited for it.
No.
Jungle Book, the other Tarzan movie, that looks better.
Tarzan.
I can't believe I left it out. I'm actually pretty excited for that one.
Yeah, Jungle Book. Pee Wee Herman's getting a new movie.
Why?
Exactly. But I figured I'd write that down because I was surprised.
Is he going to masturbate in the movie theater?
Well, if he masturbates in the movie, he'll be masturbating in every theater. But it's called Pee Wee's Big Holiday. And it should be more like, is that prison?
Come on.
Is that what you mean by Big Holiday?
That title just sets it up so much. I mean,
Bob might be interested to know that Twisted Sister is getting a documentary.
No.
Okay.
They're a little late on that documentary because one of the band members died.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, one of the greatest drummers of all friggin' time.
So,
and this is the biggest standout in that band.
What else did not get mentioned? 999 is in February, and that is an action. That is an. It's got Woody Harrelson and a whole bunch of other guys. It's a bank robbery heist thing with some crooked cops. Looks really, really good.
Cool, I gotta check it out.
400 Days comes out in January. That's a sci-fi thing where Brandon Routh is in it, but there's some other people. Dane Cook is actually in it too. As odd as the lineup is on it, I like the hook of it. Where basically it's I think to test out a
Dane Cook. It's not going to be a bad comedy.
No. Well, I mean, I'm hoping not. It's a drama. He's trying. But my point being,
name in a long
time. Exactly. So it's a thing where they put a bunch of people in a, it's like the future. They they're testing them out to see to sustain themselves for 400 days. To replicate like a biodome kind of thing for Mars,
and
it basically
right. Oh, I've seen the trailer on that.
I think and it all goes to shit. But there's other
they got to call Matt Damon.
Well, he's on there Mars already,
really?
So they're
he's on the other side.
That's why they got no money to get these guys out of the dome because they're spending it all on him. I'm trying to remember Masterminds. I don't remember who was in that right this second. Inferno looked like a waste of time. That's
is that the remake of the one from the 70s?
No, it is actually the sequel, the next movie in like the Da Vinci Code movies with Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just put it on there because I'm like, why?
The Inferno Code,
basically. But that makes some money for them. It does pretty good. BFG, big fucking goat. I guess
big freaking deal.
Yeah. Big freaky giant, I think, is a big friendly giant. I think
big fucking giant. If it was shot here in New York, that would be. Look at that big fucking giant.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I think Dom is looking up Masterminds for me now because I'm trying to remember who was in it. But
yeah, so it's Zach Galifianakis, Owen Wilson, Kristen Wiig, Jason Sudeikis.
So it's going to be a serious drama.
Well, it's funny thing is it's a dramedy because it's all based
Kate
on
McKinnon's
on a real story. I watched the trailer the other night, and I think Zach Galifianakis' character, he's the main character, but he walks away. He steals $17 million in cash out of a bank, and hijinks ensue. But it looks like really, really funny. So I had to put that down. That's in September. Masterminds. Keep an eye out for it, kids. I think that's all I got on my list that was not on Dom's list. Oh, and Band of Robbers, which, if you watch the trailer for Band of Robbers, I don't want to give it away, but look it up, watch it, and you'll see what I was trying to hold back from you. It looks like a good small-town caper kind of movie with some never-do-well kind of guys who just can't get it together. But I don't want to ruin the twist in a sense of, not that it's a full-on twist, they give it away in the trailer, but of what you're actually watching. But check that out, Band of Robbers.
Okay.
I think that's going to wrap it up for us, kids.
Yeah.
We went a little long.
Yeah, we did. We went a little long on that one. There's a lot to talk about.
It was a lot to talk about, a lot to digest.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to bring it to the end, I think, of this one. We did a little bit of a look into the future, man. Maybe next week we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll talk some comics. Maybe we'll get a guest in here. Well, I don't know. We're going to play it loose because I don't know what comes out.
Comical guest?
Oh, that would be great. A guest who knows stuff about comics. Maybe I can make that happen.
I don't know any guys like that.
I don't know any guys like that. Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're done.
Bye.
You can follow Dom on Twitter at Dom_Torre, Torra. You can follow me on Twitter at Wicked Theory.
I'm pretty sure that's
pretty sure. And you can follow Bob on Twitter at Bob at WTPC. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. That's all that's here. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Bob, take us out. That was different. Yeah. Okay.
I actually wanted to rub you into a little change I came up for it.
Yeah.
I thought you might have said no.